It seems that the live stream is up and running. There are 5 people waiting. Okay, that's not too bad. So what we'll do is I'll start live streaming. No, well, I'm not sure how we'll do it. Anyway, Sue, relax. I'll take over for now. I'll take over for now, okay, until we actually get into the game. First of all,
I am also in Second Life at the moment, so if there's anything, I'm there for help.
Fantastic. First of all, welcome everybody to this session. It's the Escape the Classroom session of the fantastic iLRN Immersive Learning Research Network Conference. And to be honest, I didn't even know about iLRN. Sue introduced me to iLRN, and we handed in a proposal for what's known as an adventure tour. And this adventure tour takes place in Second Life, whereby the main conference takes place mostly in Verbila. They were saying that for many years they've run the conference once in the USA, once in Portugal, as a real venue. So that's the very, very first time, even for them, that it's taking place virtually. And if anybody else would like to paste the link into the text chat of the iLRN conference, that's iLRN, oh, come on. Well, anyway, we'll paste the link to the conference. For now, what we do is we focus on Second Life. I'm going to share my screen, if that's okay with you guys, so that you can get a little bit of an impression of the session and what we've been planning and what is going on. The fact is that I've just been to tech support. Yeah, thank you for joining. I've just been to tech support because the emails to the participants had not been approved as of yet. And as I was talking to the tech support person on Discord, live, by the way, which is really great that they have it all on Discord. And I would encourage you, let me just share my complete screen because I want to introduce you to the conference the same. So I'll share just maybe my desktop so you can also see the Discord channel for one, which is absolutely amazing. We have this one here. It's called the Immersive Learning Research Network Discord channel with lots and lots of channels. One of them is tech support. That's where I just joined the tech support voice channel to make my bit known that the emails weren't approved. And when this person replied, he said, "Oh my word, there are 15 emails sitting here which I need to approve. I didn't realize." So it's just an administrative catch-up. When the first participants arrive on EduNation in Second Life, we will let you know. But for the moment, I'm joined with Randall Sutler, who is co-owner of EduNation Islets, and I'm also joined with Jess Beverly in Second Life, but Jennifer Hamilton in real life. Most fantastic person in the States. Both are in the States, by the way. Yeah, and perhaps if I could pass over to Randall, let me just make sure that everybody in Zoom and on the live stream is hearing your voices. Share computer sound. Okay, could you in Zoom or on the live stream just indicate to me that you are hearing Randall?
I'm talking right now. There I am, talking and talking.
So could you
saying some things
in the chat just indicate whether you're hearing him? So.
Talking.
Oh,
testing,
yes,
testing.
Says, hello, Randall. So that's fine. Fantastic. We're getting a lot of Discord bing-bongs as well now. So, Randall, if I could just ask you what you've been preparing for the Escape the Room session here, Escape the Classroom session.
Well, a lot of the work that I've been doing was preparation because we're never sure about numbers. So what I've set up here on EduNation, and as you may know from Heike, EduNation are two islands that she and I co-own in Second Life that are really focused on education, primarily language learning, but different forms of education as well. And people are welcome to come and make use of these islands any time because we have a lot of things set up here ranging from holodecks to different settings that are useful for education. So for this workshop, what I did is I set up in the sky above the islands a couple stations where we have out several copies of an escape room. This is an escape room. I've worked on one myself in Second Life, but I ended up using one that I bought a while ago just because it's so wickedly good and clever. So the escape room we have is up in the sky above EduNation. Those will stay out for quite a while, by the way. So anyone could come and use them anytime, whether it's just to torture yourself or to work with a group of students who could come in, practice language together as they try to figure out the escape room and share their trials and tribulations as they work their way through. So to get up there, as you can see where I'm facing right now.
What would be really awesome is, as we are still missing participants due to an administrative error by iLRN, what would be absolutely awesome, Randall, would be is if you could talk us through how to get up there, how to then maybe go into the building, how to add the HUD and all of this. We would really love to learn from you, and maybe then the next couple of but don't give away, conundrums and riddles and
well, as Heike and I talked about yesterday, I've been through this escape room a couple times, but it's long enough ago that I can't remember how I got through. So I really can't give anything away. So what I have here on the sandbox here on EduNation is a teleport platform. That's the circle here with the little circles. It's like out of Star Trek, right? So I'm going to click on that, and you won't see it on my screen. Although maybe Heike, you're screen sharing, right?
Yeah, and they're just saying the destination is closed. That means EduNation is closed, but I'm sure I've opened it up to everyone. Anyone can visit.
Let me check.
You want me to try and screen share as I'm over there?
Yes,
anyone
please,
can visit.
Do that. Let me stop screen sharing then.
Can you see it?
And just Sue Nacht is just about to screen share in Zoom. Let me just have a look at what the word because somebody else is saying that they're still closed, which is kind of, I opened it 4 or 5 hours ago just to make sure.
Can you see my screen sharing? Can you hear me?
Yeah. Now, the fact is, one moment, because I stopped screen sharing to let Sue take over. I'm hearing 2 voices right now. Can you just a sec? I'll have to deal with Zoom basically. So, Sue, where are you?
I'm here. Can you hear me?
Yeah, but you're on the island, right?
And can you see my screen sharing?
Yes.
You want to talk us through how to run the escape the room?
You said that you couldn't get up here, so I'm sharing the view from.
No, it's the general attendees who cannot join. Randall was actually just about to explain a little bit how he set this up. Would you mind giving him another chance to do that? And then I'm happy if you take over to do the actual escape room. because Sunat has prepared. Yeah. So let me share again my screen so that people can hear you, Randall, because I'd like to pass the word to you first to make sure that sort of you explain how to get up there and everything. And then once up there, Sunat has prepared to walk us through. Sorry. Sunat is prepared to walk us through the escape the room game as such, you know, how to add the HUD and etc. Yeah.
Right. So have people try again. I did find that on this plot of land, it was still set up for residents only, and I changed that.
Oh, thank you.
So see if people can come here to the sandbox now.
Thank you for that.
All right. And in the meantime, you know, as people are working on that, let me show people how they would get up above. It's quite simple. As I mentioned, I have these teleport pads out here. This connects to the holodecks the escape rooms up above EduNation 1, where we are. Also to escape rooms up above EduNation 3, and to a couple other spots on the islands that are just kind of fun and cool spots. So when I click on this, and Heike, if you're screen sharing, why don't you click on it so that people would be able to see the menu pop up on your screen?
That's a great idea.
So as Heike clicks on the teleport pad, she's going to get a menu that will pop up on the upper right-hand corner of her screen that gives some locations. The one that she would want to click on, because I think that's where Sue is Escape 1. Because that's the escape rooms above EduNation 1. And when she does that, what is going to happen is you're going to get a bunch of teleport beams that will appear above the pad. There they come. There are the beams. And all you do is you use your mouse and you just click with your left mouse button. No fancy right clicking, right? Just click on a beam and it will pop you up into the sky. And so here we are. That popped us up 3,500 meters up into the sky.
Now, just to let you know that Jennifer will stay down there. And I've said to her that I will, as we're live streaming the whole event, that she can watch the live stream. She stayed down there, so in case people arrive, then she'll direct them to come to the platform here. Right.
And I see Sue over here. And you will notice, let's see which direction Heike is facing. Heike, if you'll look over at Escape Room 1, one of the things I did put out here yesterday is each escape room has a box in front of it, and it says how to use the escape room. Click for a link to instructions. So that'll take you to a Google Doc that I made that has, I hope, quite clear instructions for how to use it, how to get in, how to use the HUD, which is a heads-up display, right? Something that shows up on your screen, how to get to that to show up, because as Sue will probably tell you, that's a key component. The HUD is absolutely critical in getting through the escape room. And all the instructions for that are easily accessed by clicking on that box.
Well, that is awesome. That is awesome.
Heike, did it come up when you clicked on the box?
I did. It did. Escape room, the cabin, instructions. But that's now the cabin. Is that the house or is it the cabin?
It's supposed to be a cabin, right? But that's it. That's the escape room right there.
Okay. Just have to wait for this to rest. The HUD itself.
Right.
Wow.
As you can see, you know,
oh, fantastic.
Up here we have 4 cabins, right? They're all the same, right? Mm-hmm. We also have those funky little circular rooms. That's a different escape room. It's called the bunker. People are welcome to try out the bunker later as well, but you know, we're thinking the focus this time would be you'll go in with a group into the cabin because it's quite challenging. It takes some time to get through. So, Heike, have you found?
I'm still scrolling through the document, which is absolutely fantastic. Thank you so much. It also talks about the achievements and stuff. Yeah.
Right. Are other people are people still having problems getting in, or were they able to get in now? Have you
We'll
asked?
actually have two. I mean, there's here in Zoom one more person joined, but only one more person. I say, hang on. That say, oh, the fourth person is Jennifer, so that's wonderful. Jennifer is here. Then she can also let us know whether anybody's stuck, not getting on the island, etc.
Right.
And so we've got the. So this is what you call the cabin. This is the one, the cabin. What about the other one next to it? That smallish one.
The small, I call it like a Tootsie Roll, right? The small one, that is called the bunker,
Okay.
right? So it's just another escape room. It's quite small. That's you wouldn't want to try out the bunker with a group of 10 people, right? It's too packed in there.
And the bunker is good one for single use, isn't it? Right?
Yeah, 1, 2, maybe 3 people, and it's entirely different. It's made by the same makers that made the cabin. It's a group called Mad P, PEA,
Oh,
and
Mad
not PEE.
P, they are fantastic.
Right. They make great stuff,
They're
and
really
they actually. I was just looking yesterday. They've actually made a couple new escape rooms since I got these. I'll have to get them and try them out. Maybe I'll replace some of these with some new ones after this if people want to. But they're quite well designed. They require a lot of thinking. They're best done with a group. And they're clever. They're very cleverly done. There's great scripting that's done in these escape rooms, so they're well worth checking out with or on your own.
For some reason, I'm not having any sound on the live stream right now. Oh, just okay. So, well, what I would like to do now is to pass over to Sue. Because Sue has actually taken some time to check out the escape room game, to prepare herself for it. Because what I wanted to do is to ask Sue, could you mingle with the crowd and then go in this house, the haunted house, what do I call the cabin, and then go through it as a group, because the challenge is that they have to go through that in an hour's time, right?
It is 60 minutes, yes. As long as no one holds me accountable if they got stuck in there, because I couldn't get out.
You couldn't get out? Oh, my word. So we will follow
back down to ground level for now, in case there's any trouble down there. And,
thank you so much, Randall.
I'm here. Give me a call if you need anything.
Awesome. So I'll pass over to Sue for the screen share and also for the experience. And you tell us a little bit about the heart, everything. By the way, do you want to introduce yourself a little bit, Sue, at the beginning? Because you're the one who encouraged us to also join iLRN. And Gamze in Zoom, just to let you know that there's been an administrative holdup with the emails informing participants where to go and when to go. And they've only just cleared this a couple of minutes prior to the session. So we assume that the 8 a.m. session is likely going to go down the drain. So we believe that for the 9 a.m. Session, people might join us, we hope as such, yeah. And in the meanwhile, what we're doing is we are interviewing Randall, who is co-owner with me on EduNation, and we have the great privilege of having Sue Nacht, who's been here before all afternoon actually to prepare for this session, to take us into the escape room experience, to tell us more about it.
Wow.
So I stop screen sharing, yeah.
So I have a question at this point. May I?
Sue can take over. Hi.
Oh, sorry. I have a question actually. What should I do at this point? Go into the Second Life or OpenSim somehow through the Firestorm viewer, or be here in the Zoom? How should I continue?
Well, if you could join us in Second Life, that would be awesome, because then you can be a participant. But just think about it, that we won't run a real game now. We'll rather look over Sue's shoulder to learn a little bit how she's been doing it, so that maybe some people on the live stream can watch what it is like to do an escape room game in a virtual environment. And then perhaps at the 9 a.m. session, we'll have a couple of participants where you then should go through with all of them, because Sue won't tell us all. You know, she'll just show us how to go about it and what is important to know, which is camera control and things like that. So over to you, Sue. Over to you. Thank you so much for. And she won't switch on her webcam because she's focusing on Second Life. So she'll screen share and.
I am just starting my screen sharing soon. I was just saying, I was just thinking of Gamze, if you even want to join me up there and go through it with me, 2 people would be fine, so you can see how the whole thing works. Anyway, I am now going to share my Second Life view with you. I hope you can all see me. Can you see me?
Yes, I can.
Perfect.
Yes, fantastic.
Hello, everybody. Well, my name is.
Sure. Can you also switch on the share computer sound in case people talk to you in Second Life?
How do I do that?
Oh, you have to do it before sharing, don't you?
When you share in Zoom, there is. Do you see the green and red button of Zoom and the toolbar that comes up? Under the 3 dots, there's something that says share computer sound.
Done.
Fantastic.
Okay.
Thank you so much.
Now I can hear an echo though. But I hope it works. Can you hear me well with no echoes?
I can hear you well.
Perfect. Then it's fine. Okay. Hello, everybody. I see there are a few people in YouTube as well, and a few people on Zoom. This is the area upstairs. This lady standing here is Heike, and I'm just facing the first escape room number 1. Now, if you haven't been in Second Life, I won't have time to go through all the information or all the ways to do things in Second Life. However, moving around is just easy, and you do it with your arrows on your keyboard. And one very important thing when you try and look for things in games or escape rooms where you need a key of some sort to get out, you need to be able to zoom. And you can zoom if you have a mouse. You can zoom by using the wheel on your mouse, the center wheel on your mouse. And you can look around the area and then also look more in detail into things like my really fun new hair, which I just bought. Different ways, but the way I do it is Control-Alt. You keep it pushed, and then you move your mouse around, or the wheel of your mouse. So it takes 2 seconds to get used to it. Heike, if you see that I'm missing something, just stop me, because I haven't done this type of introduction for some time. I might take a few things.
It's wonderful that you're doing this way, because I see quite a number of people on the live stream who are desperately trying to get into Second Life. So I'm taking care of this at the moment, if that's okay. If you could run us through, that would be lovely.
Very good. Okay. So I think this is what the main things that one needs to know to be able to get into one of these buildings. I'm just going to zoom out so you have an idea of where we are. Now this is just a very plain area because Randall only wanted to put in the escape rooms. That's the main one, which I have been doing earlier this morning. And then got stuck. And I'm not great at escape rooms, but I love doing them. And this is the bunker, which I have tried once, and that was even worse. So that's it. I'm not going to try it and show you now. It just really gives me the creeps. But they're fun. And honestly, I don't know if there are educators among you or language teachers. The first time I tried one, I thought it would be amazing for language teaching. If I will be able in some way, I teach Italian as a foreign language, to translate all the inputs that you get into Italian, that would be perfect, because really it's the amount of shared language and talking to each other in the language, you know, just to try and solve the problem and getting out of these rooms. And
feel free to take us into the room, Sue. They're all waiting on the live stream to experience what you're
then
doing.
I will.
You
Sorry,
are
I thought you asked
now.
me to stall, just, you know.
No, you are the
I wasn't
eyes now,
stalling, actually. I was
least.
just raving about teaching, language teaching, which is my passion. Okay, this is where we are, and this is how you do it.
By the
You
way,
knock
I
at
love
the
your
door.
hair.
Isn't it cool? I know. Now, you receive, by knocking at the door, which is the only nice way to do when you enter places, you receive a HUD, okay? And you accept it, and this attaches to you, as you can see it on my left, on the left of my screen, and this is where you will have all the things, you will keep all the things that you find in the room. Then you knock again, the room opens, you're inside, you try to get out again. It says you can read here, I should go inside the cabin and investigate, and then you try and get out and the door refuses to open. So what you need to do is to try and find a way to get out of here in 59, 37, 36, 35 minutes and seconds. And this works like any other escape room. If you've played them before, you have to look for clues. You have to look around, and I don't really want to give out the clues in the room, but this is the first room you're in. You just see bookshelves there. You think there might be something here. So you just zoom on.
Can I ask you something, Sue?
Yes.
Because the one thing Randall and me sort of emphasized on the instructions was how to use the camera to look at things. Can you tell us a little bit how you do it?
Do it the same way as I was saying before. When I usually use the mouse, I don't really use the cam down here. I've developed my own way to use my viewer, but the cam is here, camera controls, if you can see by clicking on that, and you can also use the different controls here. So this gives you a different view of yourself, which would be the front, not very useful if you're looking for things. This is a side view, and this is the view that we were using beforehand. I'm still, you see, all this moving around that I'm doing is still with Control-Alt and moving my mouse on the table and zooming in with my mouse, which you can also do by using these arrows.
Can you exactly explain this Control-Alt mouse that you do?
I keep, okay, now I'm in, see, this is the usual view that I would have had beforehand. Now with my left hand, in this moment, I just push Control-Alt and keep them pushed, and then move my mouse around so that I can even go and look behind the books if I want to, if there's something hidden there, or underneath the shelves. You see? this is the type of things that you are able to probably do with this as well. But I don't find it as useful. I find it easier to use Control Alt.
And Gamze has a lovely question, if I may pose that to you.
Of course.
A starter question. I also use Firestorm, but the interface I have does not have the controls on the right bar. Any idea why?
No.
Which
Is it
right
not
bar?
the interface that I have at the moment? Because this is Firestorm. Oh, but which controls is she or he talking about?
She's talking about the walk, sit, and ground
No,
sit.
this is a HUD. This is
Exactly.
no, this is my own. Sorry, this is my own HUD for walking and for moving around. So that's my own, and actually I'm not using it at the moment because it wouldn't be really very useful while I'm here. So I can detach it, and that goes. So yeah, no, that's just my own thing. This is, I think, the clean Firestorm viewer with no HUD for walking around. So one thing also that you might find useful, and do stop me if I'm taking things for granted, or if I'm going too slow and I go faster, or if I'm going too quick. If you go into avatar and preferences, and then you have move and view, you see the first is view angle. Depending on how you slide this slider, you can actually see yourself closer. So it might be easier if you're in a closed space, or you might end up just like this, which means that it's not that good to see what is going on in a smaller space. Now, again, I am trying not to give too many hints. Sorry, I'll just go back into the preferences and get this closer. There. So what you do is you are here and you try to figure out how to get out of the room. If you see that your cursor changes into a hand, that means that this is an active area where there might be things to do. So say you have a chest here. Let's have a look at this chest. You click on it and it says, I'm kind of feeling like an idiot trying to open this chest. Well, clearly there is a lock on I need to solve first. So you know that you need to find a clue on what to write on this lock in order to open it. Then you see the lights here.
There you go, Gregory. I've brought Gregory Heike with me.
And it says it looks unplugged and the cord is too short.
Gregory,
there's the cord,
room is right
and it
over
doesn't
here
seem to
that
get to
they're
the plug.
working on.
So you know you need to find the cord. Again, all these books are not these
walk
ones.
over this way, Gregory.
These highlights, you have to get a little closer.
And then just
So
up
you
these
get
stairs.
a little closer.
You're getting company now.
I can hear it, yeah. And
If you could just tell Gregory how far you got and what you're planning to do, that'd be great.
And then Gregory, if you just click to
is
knock
Gregory
on
coming
this
in?
door.
Oh, that's perfect.
Gregory's coming in. He's brand new.
Oh, very good.
Gregory,
So I'll
you
ask
see
him
the
to do things and
right.
find
You see the
things
door
later.
over here, Gregory?
There's going to be a spoiler alert for the people who are doing
Right.
it, who want to do it later, though.
Just click on that door, Gregory. See it right there? There you go. And you'll see some instructions are going to pop up on your screen, right? Lower left and upper right. And you're going to want to accept the HUD that is being offered to you on your screen on the upper right. See that?
You see Gregory
Can't
there?
see a HUD.
Okay, so do you see up on your upper right-hand corner of your screen either a message or a little icon that looks like an envelope?
Yeah, I see the envelope.
Click on that. Then you should see that message.
So I can see 2 HUD.
Right. Oh, you see them now.
I can see 2 HUDs.
Okay, so now click on the door again, and it should open if I'm remembering how this works.
Yes. Once the HUD is activated, it should be on your left side of the screen. If you can hear me?
He's working on it.
Yep. The dog doesn't look healthy.
And Gregory, if you don't see that HUD on your screen yet, click on that envelope icon and on that message.
Somebody help the dog.
Yes, and it'll attach to you. And after you do that, if you click on the door again, it should open and you can go inside. And that's the escape room.
Oh,
there you go.
Perfect.
Just walk in before the door closes. There you go. You're in.
Hi. Hello, Gregory. Welcome.
Okay. Excellent.
I see you have your hands full. Quite a lot.
Yeah, hello.
Hello. Okay. So we're in here. You're a beginner in Second Life, aren't you?
Yes, I came from the conference.
Perfect. But you're not a beginner to escape rooms. He's escaping.
I know how they work, but I've never played one before.
Okay. So basically what you have to do is you have to find a way to get out of here. Okay. And you can find clues around this house, this shack, by just clicking on areas or objects in this cabin where you can see that your cursor changes into a hand. So say if you click on...
Like this box over here?
Yes. So if you click on the chest, you should get a response. You should probably, can you see anything?
It isn't opening.
Of course not. Haha, that would be too easy. You need to find. Do you see? Like, I think.
Okay, I need to find a key, a lock.
You need to find a key. Exactly.
You go like it.
Need to find some way to lock. What I do not know, because I've never done it in a group of people, is if one person in the group clicks on something, do everyone see what comes, the response of the object? Say, if I read on that,
Sue,
can you?
Sue,
If I click
thank
on
you
this.
so much for. Thank you so much for. Can I just point out to you that you should keep the camera a little bit steady for the audience of Zoom and
I
the live stream.
always yes, very.
Yeah, we get sick
Yes.
watching you.
You're,
And the other thing is, it would be nice to also hear from Gregory a little bit what made him come here and whether he maybe does other things in other virtual worlds. And we just like interview Gregory as well a little bit whilst you're solving the riddles. Sorry about this, but this is a social event.
Gregory, did you hear Heike?
No, I didn't hear you.
Okay, so Heike was probably, yeah, you couldn't hear her. Probably she was asking me to interview you, just to find out why you're here and why you joined the iLRN conference and why you decided to come over to this expedition in Second Life into the escape room.
Sure. Oh, should I speak now about
Yes,
my?
yes.
Well, so basically, I came here for the immersive learning conference. So I'm a UX designer and researcher, and I currently work on a project creating educational virtual reality experiences for secondary school students in STEM topics.
Okay, and where are you based?
Oh, Lagos, Nigeria.
Nice. And have you used virtual worlds before for educational experiences?
So I didn't get you.
Have you ever used environments like Second Life, virtual worlds for educational experiences before? Or do you mostly use virtual reality?
No, we use virtual reality. Yeah, we create our own experiences.
Okay.
Locally tailored.
That's amazing. Really good. And how long have you been in Second Life?
Well, I just joined today
for
this conference.
So a few hours, basically. Do you see a big difference between these environments at the moment, just as a new arrival, and what the environments you work with in virtual reality?
What you mean, like the way the environment is designed?
Yeah, as well.
In terms of
yes,
design?
for the experience you have. Yes.
Yeah, I believe there are differences in it. Although, like since it's not virtual reality, like one of the major, it's not as immersive as it would have been in virtual reality. But yeah. But I believe, I mean, since many people have access to something like this, and it's where many people can come together and explore several activities.
Yeah, yes, definitely. It's a different type of immersion as well, of course, because you usually you have it, well, you do have it in the computer, so you just use the screen, don't you?
Yes.
And do you think that we will ever be able to get out of this room? I'm joking.
So. But I believe there's a timer, right? Okay, I can.
Yes, can you see it?
I love it. Yeah. I love it. So thank you. Well, that's brilliant. Can I bring a question to your attention from Gamze? How does she said she's interested in the game mechanics. How does the time rule works?
So I believe the session in the next.
Let me also maybe talk and put this on in Second Life so that what's his name hears me, Georgie. Or what's his name?
I'm sorry about.
I just go outside the door and switch on voice.
Yes, Heike. Gregory was talking at the same time.
Yeah, sorry to disturb your discussions. I was just wanting to bring a question from Zoom to Sue's attention. I hope that's okay with you, Gregory. I'm using two voices for Sue. That's possibly bad. Well, the question here in Zoom that we had was somebody's interested in the game mechanics. How does the time rule works? Reset when a new person enters the room, or is there no change with the timer? Started with Susan and does not change with Gregory. and regardless of the potential newcomers. Is there any like that?
I don't really know, to be honest. I've always, as I said, when I've tried these escape rooms, I was on my own, and I didn't really notice if there was a change now. But now that you mention it, I realized that my timer didn't change. Well, at least I see 41:50. Gregory.
I see 51.
Okay,
40.
so each of us has a different timer. So the timer is connected to the avatar who is in. So say if you have individuals coming in at different times, they will have 60 minutes. If you have a whole group, they will have 60 minutes by the time the group is locked in the room. Good question. It's the sort of thing that you wouldn't think of. Are we allowed, Heike, to try and escape the room, or would there be spoilers? Gregory, you know, a way to find clues is to zoom in on them. Are you using a computer at the moment?
Yes, I am.
Are you using a mouse?
We're quite happy with a few spoilers. There will be another lot coming in a couple of minutes. That's all right, no problem.
Not an external mouse.
You're not using a standard mouse.
I'm not using an external mouse.
You are. So if you're using an external mouse, you said you are, didn't you?
No, I'm using the touchpad on my laptop.
Okay, you're using the touchpad, which is now something.
Sue, the one thing that we said we cannot do is we cannot help new ones, really. It would
I
be
wasn't
nice
helping, I was giving him instructions on how to use Second Life to zoom in on things. And if you have a touchpad, it's a bit different, of course.
Yeah. Okay, no, but what happens now is we have 10 minutes towards the end of the session. So we're quite happy for you to browse a little bit around, Sue, to find more clues. Let us know, spoilers is okay, and in 10 minutes or so, we will expect the next group coming in, and so.
Okay. Are you sure I can browse around and look for clues? Okay.
Absolutely.
Gregory, if you're using the mouse pads, then you, in order to zoom in on things and objects or look behind them, you might need to use the camera, which is, if you're on Firestorm, as a viewer, is at the bottom and it looks like an eye.
Yeah, I've seen it.
And that might help you zoom in or out or look up and down. However, and I'm afraid here I can't really help you, I don't know how to use that to look behind objects. But I can give you a first clue if you want.
Okay.
I think you should have a good look at the bed. All around it and behind. Is anyone who's following or watching this streaming on
we are watching
YouTube?
You intently. We are watching you intently. Please go on.
Can you see
so
something? No, I'm not going to point it out to Gregory, but can you see something from here that you think shouldn't be there? Gregory, maybe if you look at the bed from this side, where I am, you might see an object that is out of place, maybe.
I think I have.
You have? So if you click on it, that object will go on your, in the HUD. I'm going to, Gregory is not, of course, can't see my HUD, so I'm going to click on that so that I can show people how that works. And it says, I found a piece of steel. I think I saw in Survivor that I could use it to start a fire. So it gives you a clue as well. You have the object here in your inventory. You can look at that and observe it. And the program, the game, gives you a description for it. And if you want, but it wouldn't be possible now because we only have this object, you can combine it with something else. Of course, if this object is for as it says, useful for starting a fire with, you might need something else to combine it with in order to start a fire. And the only place to start well, you can start a fire all over the cabin because it's wood, but I would advise you not to, and to start a fire here in the fireplace. Gregory, did you get that? The object?
Yes, I think so. I have a magnifying glass and a piece of device. I can't really know. I don't know what that device is for.
The magnifying glass is the object in your inventory then. If you click on the magnifying glass, that turns green, and then you click on the object and you can see more clearly what you have picked up. And you can also see a hint and see what the object can be used with. And or what it can be combined with. And of course, there are other objects around the cabin. There are objects hidden behind things, like this one was behind the cushions on the bed. And there are words and visual clues that give you hints as to what to do and what to look for, and words that you can write or say in certain situations. I think I am now going to just keep on recording Gregory, who is our guinea pig for today, and see what he does next in the kitchen. The kitchen is there.
I'll be happy to have Gregory. Thank you so much, Sue. You're doing a wonderful job. Would that be okay if we guided others who would join us now in a couple of minutes for the second tour? Would it be okay to guide them up here, as you're doing such a great job, Sue?
I have to get off in a few minutes, though. I can welcome them. I'll be happy to.
How long do you still have, Sue?
I have about 5 minutes.
Okay, then not to worry. We'll take care of the others. Then
I'm very happy to welcome them to the room, because, or if I don't teleport somewhere else, I'm stuck here for another 32.32 minutes. So, here we can see that Gregory is, found something there. Or did you find some, Gregory?
I'm trying to look inside, trying to use my camera to look inside, but I'm
Yeah,
not able to.
the mouse is easier to use. Well, at least I find it easier. I think Randall actually, I don't know how
And
he
Gregory, you closed the tin again.
the tin kind of closes again when. And well, Gregory can't see what I'm seeing, but
And the question is, would you be able to grab this item to add to your inventory?
you want me to do it?
Okay.
Oh, this is Gregory, I think.
Just wondering whether. Sorry.
I can't do that yet. I think it's because it was Gregory who opened it, so I'll wait for him to. Yes, you can. This is anything that you discover, you can grab and add it to your inventory and then use it in the right place.
And it's actually so funny because here some of those in Zoom, they're giving you directions. Oh well, what about behind the pillow? What about behind the lamp?
Yeah, behind the pillow, I've checked. What else?
I think I've seen something that looks like a cord.
It is.
Any other clues, audience?
It is a cord, but Gregory, can you not grab it?
So I didn't get that.
Can you? Are you able? Did you grab it? Did you take it?
No.
Yeah, it's already in my inventory.
Oh, perfect.
Oh, okay.
So it is in mine.
Is that written inside?
So now, that's one, and you know, as soon as you take it, there's another one there for the next person. So now you know what you can use that with. I believe you know what
For
you
the
can.
light. For the light where the cord is too short to reach the socket.
Yes.
Yeah.
Perfect. Let's see. So I guess Gregory is now trying to plug the cord in here and then connect the lights. Is that what you're doing, Gregory?
Yes.
Now, if these were, I mean, as I said, Gregory is trying it out, but like if we were in a group, then, and here, this is it. After a while, you start hearing strange voices. And if you're on your own, it is slightly scary. Okay.
How do you hold the cable? Do you know how
you need
to hold an object?
Yes, you go to the inventory where you see the cable, you click on it, it should turn
that.
green. If it's green, it means you're holding it. And you should see it on your screen. I'm now holding extension cable. And then you click on the spot where you want to use it with.
So it just opened a small screen where it's showing this cable.
Do you have the HUD the escape room HUD on the left-hand corner of your screen, don't you? And the cable is somewhere there. Am I right?
I think I've plugged it.
Oh, you have? And now it's, hold on.
It just got disconnected.
I think, if I remember correctly, it doesn't last long. Okay, now you see, now you plugged it and you should see the lights coming on. And then you have to watch it carefully and see what the lights are showing you. Because there's different letters. So if you get a word basically, which you need to remember because you'll have to use it at some point.
MINERV.
That's the one, isn't it? Perfect. So
Sorry?
now you have that.
Minerva.
Yes. Remember that word is going to come useful because you have an area in this cabin on this floor where you will have to insert words, letters.
I think I know where.
Where?
The Ouija board.
Yes.
On the table.
Bravo. Yeah, that's where it is. Now, the people who are watching this streaming, they will not be able to see, they're not able to see what came up on Gregory's screen. But basically, he was asked to type the spirit that he would call. And the spirit, so basically what I believe Gregory is saying now is hearing a spirit saying something to him, and he will see in his chat, he will see that the spirit is saying something, and there's a highlighted word which is going to be useful for another puzzle. And the viewers can't see any of that because it's on, this is the streaming from my own experience. Did you get the word, Gregory?
Did I get the what?
Did you get the spirit talking to you?
Yes.
Okay. Will they be able to escape? We won't because we're late.
But I didn't hear what the spirit said.
Sorry, I didn't mean to start that. If you know, Randall was just writing in the chat whether we'll die here.
Did you hear the baby laugh?
Yeah, it was my laugh. It's, you know, there's gestures that are pre-recorded. Hello, Randall.
Hello. I cheated my way in, actually. I
How did
have
you
my
do
HUD
that?
on.
Well,
It's
no,
magic.
actually, yeah, I think it happened to me as well, and then I couldn't get out anyway.
Well, there's the problem. Now I can never leave.
Do we have food? I think there's nothing to eat in this place.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Looks like Gregory is doing pretty well so far.
Yes. And actually, Randall, you might be able to help him because I am not really good at, you know, at not using a mouse. And he's using,
Right.
yeah. So I don't really
Right.
know how to help him focus in or
Right.
zooming in on
Well,
things.
Gregory, one of the good tricks, if you want to zoom in on something, for example, if I'm over here, facing the little table there, what I can do is, do you have a regular keyboard? What kind is it? Do you have a button on your keyboard that's the Alt ALT button?
Yes. Yes, I
Hold
have
down
that.
hold down that button on your keyboard and then point your mouse somewhere. And what you'll notice is instead of the regular little finger, it turns into a like a little magnifying glass. And then you can left click on something and you'll notice it centers your camera on that spot. And then you can use your zoom scroller to move as close, your camera as close as you want. Did you see how that works?
I'm doing that at the very same
Right.
time
So,
so that the viewers can see that.
right. So you just hold, again, you hold down Alt, point your mouse where you want it, and click. And then if you've got that little roller button on your mouse, you can use it to zoom in actually super close or far away. That's a great way to look at things more closely. Also, it's a great way to be able to like look up in cabinets to see if there might be anything interesting in the cabinets. The other thing that's very useful, on the bottom of your screen, do you see the button that says camera controls?
Yeah.
Make sure you click on that to have those camera controls open, because you can see there's like a circle and a square. The circle one turns your camera, and the square one moves your camera up or down or right or left. So it lets you stand in a spot, but then just move your camera wherever you want to. Because I will tell you, in this escape room, you know, there are clues that are hidden all over the place. Up high, down low, maybe even under things. I can't quite remember. But it really lets you see things you might not have otherwise.
Thank you, Randall, because I've learned a new trick there.
Right,
I'm used
right,
to using the mouse. That's
right, right. Well, yeah, with the camera controls, I mean, you can look all the way across a sim. I mean, you can do a lot of exploring that way.
okay.
That's quite nice.
You haven't checked the fridge. Are you not hungry?
Right. The fridge.
I was checking the trapdoor.
Yeah, the books,
The trapdoor is,
fireplace.
yeah, you need a key for that.
Right. But yeah, I can't, like I said, it's been a while since I played this, but I remember yeah, I mean, I think towards the fireplace, the
Yes.
books, there's stuff around here. I remember
There are a lot of clues here and downstairs.
Right.
It's actually a very good one.
There is also, interestingly, some clues. I'm saying there's interestingly some clues also displayed in the text chat. Is that so?
Sometimes I think,
Yes.
yeah, sometimes I think they pop up in your chat window.
Can you make me open the chat, Sue, so that we can see the nearby chat and see the messages that the system gives you? Because that would be a great way of assistance, because in every escape the room game,
Sue,
oh,
did Gregory
yeah, in every escape the room game, when you run a real one, like I did one in England with 4 of us went into escape the room game, there's always somebody there who has an eye on you, and then when the group gets stuck, they are there to help with tips and tricks and walkthroughs and you know, so that this is, I hope, something similar should be in the chat.
Right, right.
The chat, you see the comments you get from where you click on, usually they give you an idea of what you're supposed to be doing in some way or another.
Right.
They give you a hint. Sorry, Randy, you were saying something.
It must have been very important because I can't remember. I'm not sure what Gregory has already. Gregory, did you check? Like, if you, I can't really remember. Did you check all the books? Did you check the fireplace?
And the fireplace will come later when Gregory has more
items. Right.
There's definitely something around the books. There's something in the chest, but Gregory, after talking to the spirit, should be able to open the chest.
That's where, right, he'll get the letters that he needs, right, to do that.
Yeah, I don't know how many hints we can give. However, I'm really sorry, but I have to get going. So I will, Heike, I should stop screen sharing.
That's perfectly all right. Thank you.
Is that okay?
Absolutely.
There should be, you know, the next session is starting now. So it all depends if people come into Second Life or if they're just watching on the live stream.
Well, actually, we've posted the announcement on Discord as well on top of that. And I can just mention again, the reason why nobody's here is because the email to the enrolled people got basically got relayed. It had to be approved by the organizers, and it got to be sent to all of the participants literally on the top of the hour when the event should have been started. And the organizers kind of noticed that there is not only our 3 emails waiting to be approved, but also another 15. So they were glad that I said something. So, but what happens now on even the second session, we have Jennifer down on EduNation, still nobody there. Also it's quiet on the live stream. We only have 4 people on the live stream. We have in Zoom, we have 1 visitor in Zoom. So I would say we give it a miss, that 9 o'clock session, and because Sue has to go. But unless Gregory is wanting to stay on, I'm not sure whether he's going to another session.
Gregory is trapped here, so he will stay forever. The poor Gregory, this is your end, first, last time.
Gregory, I will say, if you want a good test of your camera, remember I was showing you how to, oops, sorry, change your camera. Do you see these bookshelves? These bookshelves we're standing in front of. The second shelf up, the one with books on it, the second shelf from the bottom. You see this one? Down, right? The second shelf from the bottom, the one that has the first set of books. There's something hidden just behind those books.
and then use your mouse scroller. You'll be able to zoom in. Then you'll be able to see something kind of tucked just behind the books. It looks like a little rock or something. And so I'm gonna walk, because you got to be pretty close, I think, to get it. So I'm gonna do that same thing. I'm gonna zoom in. I see the rock. All right. Oops. Technically, it thinks I'm not even inside the cabin yet because I cheated. All right. Whoops. Oh, nice. Excellent. I'm going to help Perceptor. If you just come right over this way, your voice is not working. That's no big deal. That's fine. Do you see where, I'm not sure if you're new in Second Life or experienced. Did you click on your speak button down at the bottom of your screen? Okay, great. Well, the stairs right over here will lead you up to the door to the escape room. And before you go up the stairs, click on this box right over here. That gives you instructions. See the box? That'll take you to a little Google Doc that I set with instructions. There you go. And then just up the stairs and knock on the door and take it from there. And already up in that room, we have Gregory, who, if I remember right, Gregory, did you say you're from Nigeria?
Yes.
That's awesome. Right. I think you might be the first Nigerian that I've met in Second Life. So that's really cool.
I found the Flint stone.
You got the Flint. Great. Yeah, because that Flint, I can tell you, will be useful around that fireplace if you find one other thing. I think might be in one of the kitchen cabinets, if I remember right. There you go, Perceptor. And you should get an offer for a HUD up in your upper right. And once the HUD goes on, you'll be able to go inside. Are you getting that, Perceptor? There you go. And go on in. And then escape. And I'm
Hello,
I'm camming in, so I see as well. And Perceptor, Gregory is brand new in Second Life, so he's actually doing quite well for his first day. Great. Right. He's doing very well. Oh, 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 oh. And Gregory, I'll give you another hint as you go forward. I know that, Gregory, you have the flint, right? But you also need some metal to use with that flint to start a fire. And take a look behind these pillows on the bed. And Perceptor, as you probably have already figured out, if you've looked at the instructions, she might be relogging for her voice. I don't. Gregory, yeah, take a look right behind the pillows, kind of like the flint. You know, there's something tucked just behind that.
I had gotten that before, but it seems I didn't actually get it. I had gone there before when.
Do you have it already?
No, I don't have it.
Yeah, do the same thing. Get fairly close.
I have clicked on it like a few minutes ago before you came in.
Yeah, so get fairly close and then zoom in with your cat. It looks like you got it. Did you get it?
Yes.
Excellent. Okay. Now, this is where this HUD is interesting, because what you can do with the HUD is if you click on a couple items, you can combine them sometimes. And as you probably know, one thing you can do if you want to start a fire is if you have flint and you have metal, you can use that to make sparks to create a fire. And over here we have this wood. So look on your HUD. Look at. Right. Yep. Good plan. Right. Sure. Yep. Well, that happens. Yep. Right. Gregory, I'm Yep. And Gregory, I'm just grabbing that stuff too so I can remember how to do this. If I remember, you just get
I already combined the flint and the metal.
Right. So if you click let me see, how did that work? Okay. So do you see down on the bottom of that HUD? You've got there's two buttons. One is a magnifying glass, and the other one is like a box with two arrows. Do you see that?
Sorry, I didn't get that.
Down on the bottom of your HUD, there are two buttons. One looks like a magnifying glass. One looks like a box with a couple arrows. Do you see that?
Yes.
Click on the box with two arrows. That's going to bring up a new menu, which is your combine stuff menu.
I just mentioned that I've already combined them, the flint and the metal.
You've already done it?
Yeah, I've done that.
Okay. So once you've done that and you combine them, all right, now try clicking on the fire, the wood again. Right. Nice. And there comes Perceptor. Right.
Okay, can you hear me now?
We can hear you crystal clear.
Okay,
Right.
great.
Clear.
Sorry about that.
Oh, that's perfect.
I had to download another update. It seems like almost every day.
Right. Oh, yeah. Now, Gregory, you probably noticed. Did you grab something out of that fire?
No.
You just light it again. right? Because when the fire burned down, if you zoomed in with your camera, there was something kind of on top of the ashes, right? And that's another thing you want, right? Give me a link to Zoom. I did not really pay attention to your instructions on screencasting with Zoom, though, so it would take me some time to figure it out. There you go. Zoom in with your camera there, Jeremy, Gregory, and you'll see on top of the ashes there's something there. I can't even quite remember what it's for, but you got to be kind of quick after you get the fire burned down. So if you didn't get it, just burn it again, and you'll see this stuff there. Right. Perceptor, have you done escape rooms before?
No, only in real life.
Right. Well, very similar, right? What you're going to find, as Gregory is finding, is there's stuff that's hidden around. There are things that you kind of need to do to get clues. And let me give you one hint, because Gregory had the same hint. If you come over here, for example, to these bookshelves.
Okay, hang on.
If I can.
Yep.
Kind of frozen. Let me see what's going on. And if you walk right over to them, what you'll find is that you can zoom in. If you remember your camera controls, hold down Alt, click on something, and then it allows you to zoom in and use your camera controls to zoom around. On the right-hand side bookcases, down towards the bottom, there's a stone that's hidden behind those books. That's your flint, which is half of what you need to start a fire. I will tell you, you have to be fairly close to be able to grab stuff, because they don't want people to accidentally get stuff without working. But it's down on these books, the first set of books from the bottom.
Okay.
And Gregory, did you find the item this time?
Yeah.
There you go. Just click on it and grab it, right? And that'll go into your inventory again. And that's going to be useful later.
Unfortunately, it's all dark. It's very dark.
Right. Well, kind of walk over to where Heike is, and again, then use your camera controls. It's that set of books. It peeks out just a little bit behind the books, and again, if you don't remember, there you go. Yep.
Oh. You have it?
Right. So again, Perceptor, if you hold down Alt and click right to the side of those books, it'll zoom it'll center your camera, and then use your scroller to zoom in, or your camera controls. See it just kind of peeking out from behind those books.
I can't see it. It's too dark.
Yeah, it's there. If you just kind of, do you know which set of books I'm talking about?
The one with the blue one laying down?
Nope, the first set of books from the bottom.
Oh, the bottom.
Right. So again, if you look just behind that book on the right-hand side, you'll see a rock. It's kind of peeking out back there. That's your flint. And you can just kind of click on that, and it'll get into your inventory.
I love the little whispering. Help me.
This poor lady. So, Gregory, what do you have in your...
I will watch Gregory.
Gregory, what do you have in your inventory right now in your HUD?
I have the torch, the power cords, the flint, the stone, and the metal.
Gotcha. And Gregory, have you done this over here yet?
Done what?
This Ouija board.
Yes, I've done that.
And what did it tell you? Right.
It told me to find the truth.
Told you to find the truth. All right, let me hold on. Let me see if I can remember this. Okay. All right. I think I remember. Now, Gregory, come over here to this chest. Do you see the chest?
Yeah, but I need a key.
Do you? Now, click down at that lock. Do you see the lock? And zoom in like you did before. Can you see the padlock on there? If you see the padlock, click on it. Click on the padlock. Okay, hold. I gotta remember how to. Right, I think, is it getting closer? Hold on. Let me remember how to do this one. Come on. I gotta remember how to get it. Hold on, I'll get this. Well, I wonder if that's not me, I think. What should happen is if you zoom in and click on the padlock, it should pop up, right? It should pop up because what I can tell you, Gregory, is that padlock, as you see, it doesn't have numbers; it has letters, right? And what did the Ouija board tell you?
Find the truth.
Truth, truth, right? And this padlock requires 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 letters. So find the truth, right? So if you can figure out how to get that padlock to pop up on your screen, right? That's the combination you need to put in. Yeah, it says it's being used by someone else, so I'm not sure if it's popped up for someone. Did it pop up for you? What it should do.
It's popped up for me now.
Good. All right, so now click on those individual dials until you get the letters that you want. Yeah, because what'll happen, Heike, is you click on it and then it'll pop up on your screen as kind of a little temporary HUD, right? Where you can then click to get in the letters that you need or the combination. And once you do that,
it's open.
There you go.
Open.
Right now, take a look down in the chest and see what there's some stuff in there that is good. Okay, so click, some of it I think you can take into your inventory. There you go. And I think if I remember right, there's
Minerva, and this was the word that came up earlier, Minerva Moli. I think we have to remember the surname. Moli. Right,
but keep looking in there. Open it back up if you need to, because if I remember, I think there's something quite important in the chest that you so right. Click on the magazines and such. I don't know if they move or if you just need to cam around. Right. Now, I can tell you because I just saw it, Gregory, there's a key in there. So if you open it back up and it's the key, I think, is kind of on the left-hand side towards the back.
It's interesting. Gregory
There you
opened
go.
this, and I was just wondering whether this is a group game or whether it's a single player game. Because
It's individual, right?
it is, isn't
To
it?
get stuff. Yeah.
Because as Gregory has already opened the chest, and I wanted to just look at the magazines again, as you were saying, but if I click on the chest, I get an error message. So
Right. Yeah.
saying that
It
I
won't.
have to have certain clues before being together.
Right. And I can see the key, but it won't let me take the key. I think only Gregory can take it at this point. So again, Gregory, use that Alt click technique to zoom in on that kind of back left corner, because I can see the key behind that Bella magazine. In fact, here, let's back up a little bit so that he can get in there better.
So what happens when your time is up?
It will basically kick you out and make you start again. But the difference is then you will remember, right? So it's kind of good for reinforcement, because then you remember, all right, I know I need the Flint. I know
40 seconds left.
Right. So it might, I can't remember if it just kicks you out of the cabin. Let's see what happens when your time is up. I know it took me 3 or 4 attempts before I made it in the time. He's like, that's it. I'm just going to sit down and accept my fate.
He will dissolve. You will disintegrate. You will depixelate.
Turns to ash.
Let me quickly add you as friend before you disappear.
That's right. No. So did you run out of time? He's looking. Yeah, it took, like I said, it took me, I think, several attempts before I actually got through it in the time, because this is challenging.
How do you get your HUD to show up again? I don't think I can see mine.
Did your HUD disappear?
Yes.
Okay. So that would mean click on the door. Will it let you out? It might not. If it doesn't let you out, what I can do is I'll teleport you outside, and then you just have to knock on the door again, and the HUD would come up for you again. So let me pop outside, and then I am going to. So on your screen in a second there, you're going to get a teleport offer. So 1 second. Let me get that to you. Okay, I am offering you a teleport, and you just accept it, and it should teleport you right outside the door again. There you go. Now try clicking on the door again.
Well, I would say we actually stop it here.
There you go.
Or do you want to run it through the end? We don't want to give away all of the clues. Come on.
No, I think you can stop the live stream. But yeah, Gregory, you can keep exploring as long as you want. And they'll stay up here. I mean, these will be here, so you can come and bring friends if you want to, because it is a fun thing to do with other people. So, Gregory, did you get the HUD again?
Yes.
Okay, right. If you got the HUD again and you knock on the door again, there you go. It'll open up, and then you can pop inside again. Always takes a little practice. There you go. And then, just missed it. Try again. Try clicking on the door. Will it let you in again? There you go. And then walk inside. Oh, almost. Trying. There you go. There, you made it. And then you would just pick up the stuff again. But again, now you remember where most of it is, right? So it's a lot easier.
So I have to see where Gregory gets the flinch. I swear I can't see a thing there.
I will tell you. You're still trying to get the rock?
Yeah.
Okay. I'll do this.
I quit trying anything. I just want to see where it is. I'm probably not even looking in the right.
Well, do you see? So you see the set of books, the first set of books from the bottom.
Yes, but on which side of the fireplace, the right or the left?
The right-hand side.
Yeah, for sure.
And on that first set of books on the bottom.
Yeah.
The book on the right-hand book.
Right.
It's just behind there. It's showing a little bit. If again, hold down your Alt button.
Oh gosh, is it green?
Click on that. Yeah. And then just if you're close enough, click on it, and it should bring it into your HUD.
Oh, okay.
Did you get it?
Possibly.
Right.
So when you press down the Alt key, do you right click or left click?
When you hold down the Alt key, you left click. Right, left click, and wherever your mouse is pointing, that's where your camera now will focus. And then again, you can use the mouse scroller to zoom in or out.
What if you don't have a mouse scroller? I don't have a mouse scroller.
If you don't have the mouse scroller, do the same thing.
Okay, I think my arrow works.
Right, but then on that camera control, you can always use that to zoom in or out as well.
Yeah, I've already gotten the Flint.
There you go. Good job. Oh, boy, my dog is going crazy. Let me.
I hear that.
I'll be back.
You must see the dog on the screen.
We have to watch Gregory because he now knows where to go straight away. He goes very sort of directed. This is where I have to get, and this is where I have to get. This is so brilliant. Gregory, what do you do for a living? Are you a teacher, an educator?
I'm a UX designer and researcher.
An EX designer, instructor.
User experience designer and researcher for virtual reality.
Well, I heard it, but I didn't quite understand it. Can you say it one more time, a little bit slower?
User experience designer and
user
researcher.
Experience designer, okay.
And researcher for virtual reality.
Oh, wow, that's amazing. And a researcher for virtual reality. Yeah, now he straight away goes for the cable. Did you see this presenter? Did you follow him secretly? She's looking over his shoulder.
Yeah, this is very helpful. I'm going to have to sign off now, but I was looking for ideas for a locked room for ourselves on our campus.
Mm-hmm.
So thank you very much.
And what
I'm back.
What
my
I would
crazy
like to share just now, if that's okay, is in February last year, I did an EVO session, which is a 5-week-long workshop for language educators with Graham Stanley, who and we did it all on escape room games, escape the classroom.
Oh, really?
Games. And Graham Stanley is the author of the book Digital Play, and he won an Elton's Award for that book. He is the games guru. And we did an EVO session on escape the room games and last year together as just two moderators, just the two of us. And this year he did another session with other moderators, and so there's 2 really like longish workshops with a number of, I think we had 100 participants to just explore escape the rooms. And Graham has developed in the 2 years roughly that he's been working on this, a wonderful, wonderful method of using escape room type activities in the normal classroom. And he demonstrated that at the virtual roundtable conference. And I'd be happy to share the link to this amazing recording of his, because you have to listen to how he developed just with a voice. You know, he had a team of 4.
Okay.
Just a team of 4, and then just with a voice, he made them see something virtually that wasn't there at all. It was just an imaginary, and the way he guided them to do things was awesome. Absolutely awesome. Really, it was.
I really appreciate having that link. Yes.
Did this activity involve giving the students LSD? Is that how they saw things? I see purple butterflies. I just put my email into the chat as well. So Perceptor or Gregory, if either of you, are interested in exploring more, drop me an email at my email address, rsadler@Illinois, and I'm happy to talk anytime.
I'm just pointing people to, on the YouTube channel, there is a video of Graham Stanley's session, which I really treasure, which I want to share. That would be so lovely.
Right. Well, I'm gonna run off for a bit because we have another session in an hour, and my stomach is saying, "Feed me."
It's time. Well, yeah. Thank you very much. I'm going to check out the book that you mentioned, and I'll also check out this YouTube link. Thank you for that.
You're most
And I'll get in touch, because what we're trying to do is plan an XR symposium, very small, not as confusing as this, on our iSchool Island in October.
Nice.
And
nice.
I have a half of our build is Roman Greek. The other half is. And I'll also check out this Sherlock Holmes thing, which is where I'd like to see a locked room mystery.
Oh, right. That makes perfect sense.
Yeah. Yes.
Right, that'd be very cool. So, yeah.
I will be in touch. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Right. Absolutely. Yeah. Bye for now.
Bye.
Okay.
So Gregory
and
Perceptor,
right.
And this is us, and we can't get out.
Right. Well, I'm going to just cheat and use my camera controls again.
Yeah.
And then I'm going to pop downstairs, and I'll just stay logged in, but I'll run downstairs to get food. So I'll be back.
See you later, Randall, in 2 hours from now, if you're still around. That'd be great.
It's an hour from now, right?
No, 2 hours from now. It's 12.
Oh, 2 hours. Right. Okay. All right. Yeah. I'll be back before then. But I'll pop down for now.
Thank you so much. So thank you very much, everyone, for the live stream and for this exciting experience. It was wonderful to see and learn with others about escape room challenges. Today is Sunday, the 21st of June, 2020. This session is being called Escape the Classroom activity. That was for iLRN. Let me just share this link with you. iLRN, the Immersive Learning Research Network Conference. So I'm just going to the website there. So, iLRN. Schedule. Here. Oh, I can't even get the link that quick. Research Network 2020.sketch.org. It's looking for YouTube. Not surprising. No, we don't want YouTube. We want just Google. That's fine. So that's it. Okay, this is the conference. Just as I'm sharing this still. Okay, this is the conference, Escape the Classroom game. There's so many adventure games still around, and we're coming up at 10 o'clock, feature plenary panel. This is How Can XR? And so we want to watch this one all together. Thank you for joining. We'll see each other back at 12 p.m. when the next Escape the Classroom experience will be happening. So, and thank you so much.